We have one more part about firm costs that we need to focus on when we're still talking about the short run, and that is the effect of taxes on cost curves. Now, this isn't going to play a huge role in this unit, but since we're already talking about tax curves, I want you to start thinking about it before it plays a larger role later on in econ. So there's two types of taxes that you have to think about: lump sum and per unit. Now, when you're looking at lump sum taxes, you have to think that it only really changes fixed costs. Lump sum means that you get, $100 tax just for operating, and that's it. So no matter if you produce 1 unit or a million units, that tax isn't going to change. So it doesn't change your marginal cost curve at all. It changes your fixed curve, your fixed costs, your average fixed costs, and your average total costs. So if you were to graph this out, you would see that your average total cost shifts upward. If you were to graph your average fixed cost, you would show that shifting upward as well. Your marginal cost, however, stays the same. Now, if you decrease lump sum taxes, it would just be the opposite effect. Your ATC would shift downward, as would any of the other curves I talked about. Once again, marginal cost remains the same. You can ignore the MR curve here. That stands for marginal revenue, and we'll talk about that later on. For now, just know that a lump sum tax changes ATC and AFC only. Doesn't change your marginal cost. That's lump sum taxes. Per unit tax has to do with if you change your output, your tax will increase or decrease depending on how you changed your output. So if for each unit you produce, you're taxed $1, well, now your marginal cost will change because with each new unit, your marginal cost goes up by $1. So you can think of it as shifting upwards, or in some cases, you can think of it shifting a little bit to the left, but an upward shift is really what you think. Your marginal cost shifts upward, your average variable cost shifts upward, and since both of those shift up, then your ATC would shift up as well. So it's important distinction to note the difference between per unit taxes and lump sum. Lump sum only changes your ATC in terms of curves you draw. Per unit shifts everything except for AFC, but you don't draw that one anyway.